How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. Last time we went to the Elemental Sanctuary, infusing our blade with the Wind Element. And after that, we found a secret passageway in the Sanctuary. We learned more of where the Light Force is inside of Hyrule. Technically, it's not inside of Hyrule, but rather it's inside of Zelda, who happens to live in Hyrule. And after that, we got knocked out by Vati, and found out that Hyrule Castle has been surrounded in darkness. So, in this episode, before we return to Dark Hyrule Castle to finish it off, we are going to finish up some side questing. It's the last bit of side questing in the main story, which is very invigorating considering probably about a third of this series has been all side quests. But in this episode, we will be grabbing the final 2 heart containers, a heart container itself, and 2 pieces of heart. So without any further ado, let's begin here in the school in Hyrule Town. So it's been a long time since this has been available to us, probably about upwards of, I'd say, 8 episodes, but I just wanted to wait. Well, technically it wasn't available. The chest you saw on the roof on the outside of the building, that's been available to us forever. This hasn't been available to us until we got the 4 duplications from the Elemental Sanctuary. That was a weird way of putting that sentence. Anyway, can these kids... Okay, now I'm just sandwiched between the kids. Alright, that's context. Anyway, let's go ahead, come up here, and we're gonna resize thanks to the pot outside, thankfully, conveniently. And inside the chest here is a red kinstone piece. Very nice. Yeah, I could have grabbed that a long time ago, but, I mean, there was no real purpose, especially because we were going to be coming back here anyway, so, yeah. With that, let's make our way to this hole over here, because we can finally go into this little flower field that only we can go in as a Minish, and we can grab a kinstone trade from long ago. Inside is a red kinstone piece. But not only that, with these duplication pads here, now that we have 4 links available to us, we can push the boulder, and we can finally pick up a piece of heart that's been just waiting here for us since the beginning of the game. 1 more heart piece to get a heart container. There are also some treasure chests here, some hidden ones behind the shrubbery with red kinstone pieces. And inside of the chest that you can plainly see in the open is also a red kinstone piece. Red kinstone pieces galore. And now we are finally done. We can mark this off of the checklist. We no longer need to come back here. We can finally get on out of here. So, let's resize. And now it's time to head to our next destination in order to get another heart piece. So, let's go ahead and use the Ocarina of Wind to travel to the Wind Crest in the Minish Woods, because that is where we need to be. Let's go. Luckily, it puts us right next to the shrinking stump that is outside of the Minish village, so all we need to do is head through after shrinking down. And now that we're back in the Minish village, thankfully the shortcut we can do right here, we need to head all the way to the spot where we picked up our 2nd piece of heart ever, right here along the dock. Because now that we have the flippers, we can jump in the water, now that we've had the flippers for like, what, 13, 15 episodes or something? We can finally swim across the water to this house remote in the middle of the lake. And this Minish will trade for your next piece of heart location. So, by fusing a red kinstone piece with him, a digging spot in Vale Falls is now available to us. But that's not the only trade that this Minish has to offer, because this mysterious red kinstone trade will lead to something very special. As it turns out, that little patch of dirt next to the shrinking stump in Lake Hylia next to the wind crest is actually a hole that we can fall down as a Minish. So that's what we're going to be doing. But first, I need to go ahead and return to the outside of the village to go ahead and resize, warp on over to get that piece of heart through the mole hole there in the Vale Falls, and then we can go see what the Lake Hylia thing is. So, let's make our way back up. Although it probably would have been easier to go back to the beginning of the Minish Woods, like the shrinking stump outside of to the east. It doesn't matter, we're pretty much here right now. So, let's make our way here, and return to human size. And now we're going to use the Ocarina of Wind to warp on over to the Vale Falls. Rather, actually, we're going to warp on over to Hyrule Town again, because we're going to need to go through the entrance in North Hyrule Field to the Vale Falls. So many different entrances to the Vale Falls, and you have to use all of them. Alright, let's make our way up, avoiding the Octoroks, thankfully, hopefully, please. And the birdies, please don't hurt me. Alright, thank you. Alright, so we can just jump in the water here, hopefully avoid the bomb enemies once more. Grab our mole mitts, and let's go ahead and dig through. And it's a pretty straightforward digging path. All we need to do is go north, then we're going to need to pick up this piece of heart, but we can't stop there, because there's more mole hole diggy thingies for us to do. So, let's dig up through here, avoiding the spark. I wish I could avoid the spark. Every time I say I need to avoid an enemy that's along a path like this, I end up hitting them, so I should just say get hit by the enemy, and then we will avoid the enemy, because that's how that works, right? Anyway, 50 mysterious shells inside a chest passed that way, and now the spark is no longer a pain for us. I don't know why I didn't just go through the open spot. I mean, I love the mole mitts, they're a pretty cool item, so I guess I just figured I'd keep digging. Anyway, now we can use the Ocarina of Wind to warp on over to Lake Hylia, thankfully avoiding the bomb enemy. And now that we're going to be traveling to Lake Hylia, we can shrink down on the stump, the familiar stump, and hop down the hole. This isn't much of a challenge room. Theoretically, you probably could have done this a lot earlier without the Rocks Cape. I'm not entirely sure if that's possible. Thankfully I fell down the hole, yes. But thankfully I already have the Rocks Cape, so this is kind of like a breeze to deal with. And you remember this little hut on top of the mole hole here? Yup. That hole we uncovered with the Kinstone trade leads right here. Inside is a familiar face, Library. Hey, how'd you find me, kid? You're a real humdinger. So, since you found me, I'm going to give you my #1 treasure. And keep up the good work. Library will give you a full heart container, which means our life energy has increased and replenished to the maximum capacity. And that is gathering all of the heart pieces and heart containers in The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. All that awaits us now is dealing with Vati in Dark Hyrule Castle. We will be heading back that way right now. Okay, thankfully I can... Oh, if I had to go back and do some stuff and couldn't swim to this exit, that would have been very bad. Alright, so, let's return to human size, re-equip the Ocarina, and we're gonna warp back yet again to Hyrule Town so we can go to Dark Hyrule Castle once more. If I had more to do, this probably would have been the end of the episode, because technically we did do a lot. We grabbed 2 heart pieces and a full heart container, but yeah, we've only been recording for like 10 minutes, so I'm gonna do some more Dark Hyrule Castle stuff. So, plus, if I did just stop there and didn't do more Dark Hyrule Castle stuff, the next episode would probably be a little bit extended, and I mean, honestly, if I can just do stuff now, that'd be great. Makes the next episode not, like, extremely long. Because I'm not really... I don't know. As I've grown as a content creator and a Let's Player, I've really not liked doing long episodes. I really like doing short form stuff. It's a little weird. I don't know. Anyway, back in this room, we're going to avoid the Dark Ketons, or whatever you want to call them. We're gonna return to this room here. I actually did a lot more in the last episode than I probably should have in Dark Hyrule Castle, because I did like a bunch of puzzles that walkthroughs list to do after you return. Anyway, in this room we have a red Dark Nut, and we're gonna hopefully deal with him. Now, I do need to get out the... Oh, please? Alright. There's a trick you can use on the Dark Nuts, actually. You can get them in a corner. I'm trying to get him in a corner. Trying to get him in the corner. He's gonna look one way, and you can swing at him another way. Right. Yeah? Yes? Please hit him in the corner. Please? Hit him? Please? Alright. I'm trying to defeat him. It's a little tighter quarters than usual. There we go. That's how we do it. Defeat the red Dark Nut, and you might have seen that this chair moved. If we go ahead and push it, it reveals a staircase, but we're not going to go down there quite yet. First, let's head in this room and grab the big chest, which contains the compass. So, picked up the dungeon map last time, and now that we're back in Dark Hyrule Castle, picked up the compass. Nice. Alright, let's head down the staircase into a dark room. Thankfully, we can just use the Rockscape to avoid the Keese and the Gibdos, otherwise this would be a little challenging, I guess. And I didn't really need to use the Flame Lantern, because this room's not really too big, and the room is still kind of lit up anyway. Maybe if your TV is more on a darker setting, then you might need to use the Flame Lantern to see, but I didn't really need to. Now that we've defeated the Moldorms, let's go up the staircase, and now I need to avoid the Spark, because I hate dealing with the Spark enemies. And now we're going to be jumping in some whirlwinds. The aesthetic of this area of the game at this point is utterly beautiful. Just look at this. Also, these guys that spit the rocks are very, very annoying. You could actually, I think, avoid... maybe. Can you use the cape? I'm just going to test... Nope, you can't use the cape. Okay, never mind. So you do need to use the whirlwinds. Good to know. Alright, I'm going to avoid the moblins. And, oh, this puzzle. Okay. So, we're going to need to duplicate again. And we're going to need to avoid the fire bar. And did I make it in time? I did make it in time. Nice. You need to avoid the fire bar. You need to push the boulder down with all 4 duplications. And then make your way out into more Whirlwind Gaming. Yay, Whirlwind Gaming. Better than Ice Block Gaming, I guess you could say. Alright, once again, we have these guys. I don't really know their official names. I know, like, the basic Zelda enemy names, like Keaton and Moblin and stuff. I don't really know those guys' names, and quite frankly, I don't care, because they're very mean to me. Anyway, use the whirlwinds to make our way down. And now that we are on solid land, destroy the Dark Ketons for a Kinstone piece. Okay, cool. I don't think there's anything... Yep, nothing we can do in this tower here. I think there are fire Wizrobes in that room, but again, I don't really want to deal with them right now, so I'm just gonna not do that. Okay, Moblin... okay, thank you, Moblin. Very cool. Thanks for taking a point away from my health. And we got another green Kinstone piece, but those don't really matter now, do they? Alright, let's use the boomerang to go ahead and get the drawbridge. Is there anything... Oh, actually, there might be something here. Let's just hit that with our sword. Arrows that I didn't use, so they don't matter anyway. Alright, I'm not gonna deal with those moblins. I'm just gonna head in this room here. 'Cause we're gonna need to hit some switches. Actually, oh, I didn't even need the duplications. You can just use your great spin attack. Okay, never mind. I think there's another room that's like that later on, too, actually. Can I... No, I can't hit you with the... Come on. Oh, God. This room with the ball and chain soldiers is annoying. Okay. Just swing over this way. Come on. Oh, God. They're so annoying to deal with. Oh, God. Did I... Oh, I actually dealt with both of them. Wow, that was a lot quicker and painless than I thought it was gonna be. Alright, so for defeating the ball and chain soldiers, like earlier, we got 50 rupees each, and the red portal has appeared. Keep this in mind, because once we get the big key, it'll be a lot easier just to take the red portal to the boss door. For now, I think we want to go left. I don't think we go right quite yet. And this room, there's nothing to it right now, but there will be later. Just keep that in mind. This room. Okay, this room is unique, because you can do this a couple of ways. You can take a bomb, a remote bomb or a regular bomb that you have, toss it and throw it, and detonate those blocks. Or the cooler thing you can do is taking the Gust Jar. With the Gust Jar, you can suck up... Okay, hang on. With the Gust Jar, we can suck up the enemy, and... Oh, what? It exploded already? Please don't explode. Oh, wow. They go by rather quick. Come on. Oh, wow, I got it. Okay. Okay. I thought I was gonna have to do the bomb throwing trick, because with remote bombs, it's a lot harder to break those blocks in the way than it is to do it with a remote bomb, so I'm very thankful that I did that way. But what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna need to ride this platform first, because if we use the Rock's Cape to come up here, we can actually hit these switches, and we're gonna need to, because we need to open that door. So, hit the switches, break out the Rock's Cape again, drop down when the platform is below you, and with the open space available to us, head through the door after collecting more arrows. I was hoping for a heart, but you know what? That's fine. Nothing here in this room, but it's a very similar room to a room we were just in. We have some sparks here. I would really like some hearts. Rupees. Okay, my rupee count is pretty much at maximum almost, so it's not like that matters much. And now we have the Black Dark Nut. This guy is very tough. Very, very tough. You need to watch what you're doing, because he is... Oh, when you get him in a corner like that, actually, he's a little easier to deal with. Okay. And that's it. We surprisingly did that a lot quicker than I thought. But after you defeat the Black Dark Nut, a lot more Dark Nuts will be spawned in these rooms that are in the corners of the castle. And we're gonna need to defeat each and every single one of them. For now, let's pick up the seashell and let's head through the door. And we can see what lies ahead. We're going to need 4 keys in order to open that big chest. And since we have all of the items in the game, that big chest is going to contain the big key, which will allow us to go and face Vati. So there's gonna be a lot of boss battles coming up. Next time on The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. For now, thank you for watching. And until next time, catch you later.